day of practice. What's that mean to you?
That's exciting. Fourth year, getting back out here after the trip we made to Omaha last year. Good group of guys, excited to get back at it and hopefully make another trip this year. It's been good.
After going to Omaha, what's been the off-season mindset or aura around the locker room?
Yeah, it's been good. The returning group, especially on the mound, we have like 63 some odd innings, 63% of innings returning. So keeping the same culture, building on it, and trying to get as close together and tight knit as we possibly can. Aura's been good. The team camaraderie's been great. Just looking to continue that through the year as the ups and downs come.
You do have a ton of guys, veteran guys back. How do you kind of keep it the same, but yet add the new guys in? Is it difficult to kind of mix it up, I guess?
Yeah, it was a big focus for this group. When we came in, we had talked the first day, me and the other three captains, kind of just going over what was important to us from what we did last year and what we want to change. The biggest thing was day one, making sure now that we had the returning group back, making sure that everyone felt at home quickly, especially acclimating the freshmen. That was really important to us. And then getting the transfers to feel like they've been here for 2-3 years. It's honestly worked really well. Last year's team was super tight, and I think at this time last year we weren't even as close as the team this year is. We're brothers already, which has been awesome.
You didn't have a ton of, I guess you always have expectations in this program, but the national last year was a little different narrative going into the season. Does that change anything, or do you, as older guys, do you have to remind everybody, hey, that doesn't really matter?
Yeah, we get ranked preseason 8. It's always cool seeing the respect on the program, but at the end of the day, we have a chip on our shoulder and we got to keep that. We haven't accomplished anything yet. This is a new team. We return a lot of guys, but at the same time, if we get lost in whatever everyone else is talking about or saying, we're not doing our job, right? And so the biggest focus for everyone really is keep our head down, have that same attitude that we had last year. Nothing's given to us. We have to take everything, earn everything, and we're just going to continue to have that mindset all year long.
For you personally, what are some of the biggest things that you've been working on in this fall and winter?
Yeah, I think last year, obviously, had a really good start. Pitched for the majority of the season. The latter half of the year, kind of had some shoulder tightness and kind of found my way out of the mix a little bit. And so that was a little frustrating, especially latter half of the season, going down the stretch. Trying to be someone in the dugout that guys could, look up to and try to be a good teammate. But it was frustrating not getting out there as much as I had hoped for. There were times waiting in the wings, waiting for my opportunity, and didn't necessarily come up until, the last game of the year. And this time, that's been the biggest focus, is getting my arm in really good shape, continuing to get the body better. Hopefully, God willing, if I start. If not, I'm going to be in a situation where I'm going to try to make myself, consistently in the mix this year and help the guys out. I think I finished around 50 innings last year. As an older guy, I want to be, well into the 70s to help the team get to where we really want to go. And I think that's the mindset of a lot of the pitchers, whether they're starter, reliever, closer, whatever.
How is that shoulder feeling?
Feeling much better. I was able to go down to Florida this off-season, train, really locked in my mechanics for the first time in my career. You guys know my story a little bit. It's one of those situations where each summer prior to coming here was never really knowing where I'm going. So now that I had a summer where I was established in the program, waiting for the draft, seeing what happened there, I had some time to train, went in and came back better this fall, slowed up the walk issue that I had latter half of the season, and throwing harder and more strikes consistently, so it's been really good.
How deep do you think you guys are at that position right now?
Oh my gosh, last year's team definitely had the star power. You had Patrick Forbes, Tucker Biven, who guys obviously are going to have really good careers in pro ball. But you look at the team, again, returning 63 some odd % of innings, on top of the depth that you have in the sophomore class, the juniors hopefully stepping up, Colton Hartman being the one that I hope. You have so many arms. I would say it's a toss-up to who's starting Friday and who's starting Sunday and who's starting the midweeks and who's going to be the closer. There's literally nothing confirmed yet. And so with that, I think our team's deeper. I think we have a little bit more grit than the team, especially in the pitching staff, did last year. And that just goes to show from last year, how many guys are returning from that trip to Omaha that can do the exact same thing this year. So significantly deeper. I think we're going to be one of the best pitching staffs in the country, even though we're, a little bit of us are shunned and, taken the background. Just fired up about that. We're overlooked, but I think we're going to be really good.
How important are these extra couple weeks, in terms of the ramp up in the practice time this year, like for you guys, just even in terms of arm care and things like that? Like, what does that do versus like what you might have been doing at this time last year?
Yeah, the biggest thing, again, is you have a lot of freshmen, right? And the team is super young. I think the biggest part about coming out here early, getting able to start a week earlier with NCAA rule changes, is learning how to throw in, like, the elements, learning how to throw in the cold. I honestly think that's the most important thing. You know, yesterday we were practicing, it was 20-some-odd degrees. We're out here, first time some of these guys have thrown with a cold ball in their hands in months, if not ever. And I think that's the biggest adjustment. Arm care-wise, it's important to get back and just get in a routine with Josh and Nico and trying to build that arm strength up. That was the biggest focus for me. I was trying to just, again, get my shoulders, my scaps, everything that goes into throwing and maintaining that through a long season, getting that as ready as possible, and I know a lot of other guys did that as well.
Following a strong start to last year and then kind of a bit of a roller coaster near the end of the
Yeah.
regular season, then you get hot. Is there a lesson there that you guys learned that kind of carries you into this season?
Yeah, I think in any part of life, you know, you ride the ups and downs of the year. I think the thing that kept us really stable was trying not to get too high, not get too low. You know, we had a really rough patch. I think after Pat went down in NC State, it was like 2-3 weeks where we weren't able to do and put anything together on the field. We had some good wins, but at the end of the day, it was just not the same Cardinal baseball we were used to last year. And I think it was a wake-up call to a lot of the, not only older guys, but the younger guys as well, that they just needed to step up. You know, our hitting definitely carried us to the latter half of the year, and then our pitching, after we got knocked out of the ACC tournament, which was honestly a blessing in disguise. We had that whole week to develop, get better, get back on our feet, and ended up, you know, obviously locking it down for the rest of the year as a pitching staff. And, you know, I think that's honestly a testament to what we had done all year, is just preaching, like, your time's going to come, and when it does, you know, I go down, 3 other guys step up to take my place, Pat goes down, 2 other guys step up to take his place. So there was never a misstep. It was just always consistency, and again, that's just what we're going to try to do again this year, is keep it even, steady, even-keeled, and go from there.
You guys had some freshmen that stepped up some big ways last year. Is there anybody that you can maybe point to, like, man, this guy could have a breakout freshman season?
Freshman, man, I could talk about everyone on the team. Yeah, you know, from a hitting perspective, Cade Elam, I think, is not only the best freshman hitter in the country, but I think he's the best, honestly, could be the best hitter on our team. That's crazy to say with, like, you know, Tig, Zion, Lucas. Like, I've never seen someone as polished as Cade Elam. You know, he was always a hard out for me in the fall. I think another guy on the pitching side, you know, there's Zane Stahl, 96 in the arm, funky motion, has a lot of upside. And then obviously, I mean, I'm keen on the pitchers. I love all those guys, but, you know, Karbowski, Ballard, Shannon, Joe Olson coming off TJ. I mean, there's literally every single guy on that staff. I think last year's team was deep on the pitching side, freshman-wise. I think you return the exact same thing as sophomores, but you also get more depth in the freshmen that are going to be ready to pitch this year early. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.